Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be the weekly review of the Power Profit Scan newsletter, which is a portion of the Inner Circle subscription that I offer. And what you're looking at on the screen right now is just behind the scenes of what you would get after you log into your account. But a couple quick disclosures, as always. First off, am I trying to make it seem like every alert I make is a huge success and always a winner? Absolutely not. In fact, spoiler alert, I may be showing a losing trade, but then again, you can probably tell that by the title of this video. But the point being, this is why risk management and risk control matter, because there is no such thing as a perfect trader. So losses happen. But on the flip side, winners also happen. So when those winning trades do come along, you want to make sure that you have your account positioned in a spot that will ultimately benefit from those wins, and just keep your account in an uptrend and keep your account growing. Second off, as far as what we're going to be looking at in terms of the review, we will be looking at, like I said, the weekly newsletter and going back to the week of June 3rd. Clay, why are you going so far back? That is a very valid and fair question. Two reasons. First off, it's just simply giving the chart plenty of time to play out so we can see what's actually happened. Second, because this is a paid service, the last thing I would want is for somebody to pay for something and then see it out there on the internet for free. I'd imagine if that was you, you'd feel kind of ripped off, and I'd say you'd be totally justified in that. So with those disclaimers out of the way, let's get moving. So the first alert here to just keep, we're going to look at here, it was IOVA, and what I would call, or what I put into the pullback play here. And basically it was a very nasty day. So talked about a couple different potential entry points here on any sort of pullback. So let's see how this one played out. Now, quick other questions that I get pretty common. Hey Clay, what price range do you cover? Price is very, very low down on my priority list. The top of that priority list is finding things that I believe gives us, the highest chances of success. So if you watch past videos, some videos you've seen sub-penny stocks, and then the same video stocks up over $100. So price range, I cover it all. I am concerned, like I said, about probabilities and odds that I think, will give us the best chance of success from the trading standpoint. And then second, Clay, when are these sent out? They are sent out over the weekend. That way you have plenty of time to look things over and think about it. So it's not like some sort of text alert or anything like that where you gotta make a decision right now. Nothing like that. Plenty of time to think things through. So here was IOVA going into the new week. So let's see how this one played out. Remember, we're looking for a pullback, and I'm just going to kind of speed through this one, but you can see it did not pull back at all and just absolutely left us in its dust. I mean, just what a crazy move after frankly a nasty candle, but it just kept on moving upwards. So while this one wasn't a losing trade per se, it was a trade where I got it wrong. I mean, I was thinking that a pullback was coming, and it did not pull back. It pretty much punched that bearish engulfing candle in the face and said, nope, see you later, and up it went. Now, could members have maybe formed a different trade plan? Yeah, that's true, but as far as kind of the spirit of the alert that I had made, it just flat out didn't pull back. But that's just how the market works sometimes. Sometimes it is what it is, and you don't get an entry, and then after you don't get an entry, the price really makes an impressive move, and that's what happened here. But like I said, welcome to the reality of being a trader. Now, the next one I want to cover comes from our area of the newsletter, which is geared more towards people that have gone through the classes that I offer. And I go through that just because there are no pictures, there are no annotations, there's just ticker symbols because, again, the overall context is that these people have gone through the classes. So all they need is a ticker symbol because they have the knowledge, they're armed with the ability, they know what to look for. So they just need the ticker. So it's kind of like, and I always use this analogy, there's a big fishing pond, and I'm saying, hey, there's looking like there's some fish over there. Now, do I go and catch the fish and bait the hook and do all that for them? No, because they know how to do all that. I'm just directing them where some potential fish could be that they can go and catch. So with that in mind, want to focus on the shorting setup here, and in particular, TRUP. Now, I am going to talk a little bit about the setup to illustrate the point here, but TRUP, let's see how this one all played out. So here's the setup going into the week, and essentially, looking for a potential breakdown of 29 right there. Acted as support a couple of times, and if it, could break through there, then yeah, there is some room to run to the downside. And quickly, if you don't know what shorting is or what that means, that just means making money when prices go down. Yes, you can make money when prices go down. I remember when I was new and first heard that, I was like, wait, what? You can make money if a price goes down? I get it. It's a very bizarre concept at first, but within the market, full flexibility. You can make money when prices go down. On the flip side, though, which is kind of weird, if a price goes up, you are losing money. So again, when it's all about going short, you want to see prices going down. So that's why, in this situation, I'm talking about wanting to see a break to the downside, because prices going down equal profit. So let's see how this one played out. So check out the first day. Right there, the price, it does actually break down through there. So I could very easily see people going short. And then from there, turns right around. But let's say that you decide to not be disciplined. You're like, all right, well, no, I'm not going to be disciplined. And I'm going to speed through this. But you can see just what an absolute not good. And that's why I say yikes, because what a cruel move. It suckers people in with the temporary break. And then from there, just says, haha, just kidding. And then from there, just kept on running and ultimately went up and could have created a loss of 28% because you're undisciplined. Now, a disciplined person, you're still taking a loss, but just there's a big difference between, taking the loss way down here and then letting it explode that much against you for potentially 28% loss. So if anything, this is why you need to be disciplined, and this is also why, especially with shorting, because remember, a price can keep going up and up and up, so theoretically, losses could be unlimited. But for the disciplined trader, losses are not going to be unlimited because you're going to just get out when you're supposed to get out. And as far as strategies are concerned, you should have gotten out way down here, not way up there. But the point being, sometimes you have these yikes type moments where things just go wrong, right? I mean, talk about going wrong. It barely nudges below there, and then all of a sudden it just snaps back. If that's not gone wrong, I don't know what is. But the point is, even if things do go wrong and, create those kind of yikes and frustration moments, just be disciplined, take the loss, and, keep yourself in a position where winners can potentially, wipe things away. So for the next alert to keep an eye on, I don't think I've ever created a category like this, but just insane beatdown, pointing out, that was just crazy, just red day after red day. I suppose there was one green day right there and then right back to red. So basically just talked about, I'm not going to read through all that, it's potentially a bottom here, potentially an opportunity for some sort of, maybe, bounce to the upside. Could just be a dead cat bounce, but regardless, dead cat bounces from a trading perspective can still be quite profitable. So let's see how this one played out. So here's how the week started to play out. You can see pulled right around that area. So plenty of opportunity there to get in. Pulled back again, gave people opportunity. So definitely still just going sideways, opportunity to get in. And then you can see right there, it doesn't look like a huge move just because of just how bad that this thing got beat down. But that move right there was actually good for 48.4%. Again, from a proportion standpoint, it doesn't look like the move, but when you consider the fact that it's a penny stock, and then that little move right there, good for right around 48%. Now, am I implying that anyone played it perfectly for 48? No, but let's just say you screwed up half the trade. That's still 24%. 24% for just about a week or so. Not too bad at all, but a nice little recovery there. And that 28% almost wiped away, but still. Now think about it. If you were disciplined, then this trade right here would have easily wiped away a discipline loss on the TRUP short gone wrong trade. But overall, goes to show you got to just keep those losses because you never know when a win will occur. And right here, very nice move, almost 50%. Now coming back to these, again, this is where the people have gone through the classes. So this one would have taken the trampoline trading class that I offer. That is part of what is called the Trading Freedom Pathway program. So that's just a big old, it's basically like a big university. You have a bunch of classes within it. So that's where one of these come from. But let's take a look here at XON and see how this one played out. So there's what the chart looked like going into the new week. And I'm just going to kind of quickly go through there. But you can see right there, got some nice movement with the breakout, consolidated, and then just went on a tear right there, just almost the exact opposite of basically PES. Now you're looking at just essentially all green days and went up that high before pulling back. Good for 75.4% in really just a couple of weeks. Now, again, am I implying somebody played it perfectly and got 75.4? That's not what I'm saying. But again, let's say you screwed up half the trade. You're looking at right around 37%. 37% And in just a couple of weeks, you are not going to get that at your local bank, even close to it. But definitely, great move. And, that's why keep your losses controlled. Keep them disciplined, because you never know when a big old winning trade like this could come around. And, that's going to take care of a whole lot of discipline losses. The final one we're going to look at here is same category, but OSTK, overstock.com. So let's see how this one all played out. So here's the chart looking like when it was alerted, and just kind of show things. Now, it did pull back, and I want to make note that, I'm not manipulating the numbers at all in the sense of, you could have bought right there and played the double bottom, which is totally true. You could have honestly done that, and that would have been a double bottom, and that's fine. But that's not exactly the essence of the alert here, and that would just be manipulating the numbers that much more in my favor. So I'm not basing any of these calculations off of playing, some sort of double bottom so that you can get an entry down around $9. But like I said, that wouldn't have been, wrong by any stretch of the imagination. But like I said, I'm trying to keep this modest as possible and realistic as possible. So not basing off those calculations. Now, the one downside here, it did take a while to get going. But if you kept this on the watch list and all that, like I teach, then eventually you can see right there is where things started to take off. And then things started to really take off right there. Slight little pullback, and then came roaring back to life. Another little consolidation area, but all these just beautiful consolidations, and they're kept on booming. And as of right now, who knows? This thing may not be done because, it's just simply going through another consolidation and these other consolidations. But as of right now, a 92.6% move. Very nice opportunity, which, like I said, quite frankly, is still technically in play just because right now this is just another, consolidation. But as far as, where members had the opportunity to get in and those students of the class, a huge win. Even if you screwed up half the trade, you're still looking at right around 45%. Think about that, 45% growth on a highly liquid stock. So this is not like some penny stock where if you put in $10,000, you could crash the stock when you try to sell. I mean, you could easily put in $10,000 and have no problem selling $10,000 worth of shares after the big move up because, this is a big board stock where there's a lot more. I mean, really, you could put in $50,000. And unlike a penny stock, if you buy $50,000 of a penny stock, in most cases, when you go to sell, you could potentially crash the stock if you're not careful. Whereas here, $50,000 is a drop in the bucket compared to the amount of volume that this does. So point being, even 45%, and let's call it $10,000 or $50,000, which, that's a good amount of money. But right there, nice winner. And, you just never, and to think that all these occurred in the same time span of when that undisciplined short loss, could have taken place. But that's why if you were disciplined, then that loss would have been wiped away so quickly and you'd be very much so in the green. Now, if you are interested in joining the Inner Circle subscription, then all you got to do, go to the link down there and you can get signed up. A couple other things. The other part that comes with the newsletter is you also get a live chat room. So it's kind of a twofold attack, live chat room and then the weekly newsletter. And there's a mobile app, so it's not like you have to stay chained to your computer or anything like that. No matter where you are, you can stay in touch and benefit from the alerts and networking with other members and so on and so forth. And I'm very active in the group too. So those are the amounts down here. Really, the question boils down to this. When you do the math on that, and the question you need to ask yourself is, if I invest $99, can this service make me more than $8.25, not per day, but per week? If you think the service can help you make more than $8.25 per week, then you will break even and then go, you will be well in the green. Now, if you're saying, no, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to help me make $8.25 per week, then definitely stay away. That would be a bad investment. But if you think it can make you more than $8.25 per week, then what are you waiting for? Sign up and let's get to it. And I will see you on the inside.